Gene Krupa was the drummer with Benny Goodman's band for quite a few years, and then he set up his own band, the Gene Krupa Quartet. Dave Frisberg was the pianist with that band, and this is what he says about an incident with Benny Goodman and the band. Must have been 1962. Benny walked in and the place went crazy. We were on the bandstand, just having finished an hour and 15-minute set. I looked at Gene and his face was white. He said, "It's the King of Swing, and he's got his horn. I don't believe this. Here he comes." Benny walked up onto the stand and began to try out reeds. He stared off into space and tootled and fluttered up and down the scale. This went on for long minutes. Meanwhile, Jack Waldorf had herded dozens, hundreds of passers-by into the club, and he had them chanting, "Benny, Benny." Some were hollering out years like 1936. The camera girl, standing down by the bar, snapped a picture and hurried downstairs to make prints, promising autographs of Goodman and Krupa. Benny was finally ready. He said, "Brushes, Gene." Gene obediently picked up the brushes and flashed a big smile, but I could see he was in a cold fury. Then Benny turned to me and said, "Sweet Lorraine, in G. Give me a little introduction." I complied, and Benny entered in F. He waved me out and continued without piano accompaniment. He stayed on the stand for about an hour. The camera girl was going into a second printing. Then abruptly he packed up his horn and descended, demanding safe escort through the crowd, and he was gone into the night. He hadn't signed one picture. Krupa was drenched with 2 shows' worth of perspiration, but he sat patiently on the steps of the bandstand and signed dozens of photos. He was writing personal notes on each one, asking each customer, "Who shall I inscribe this to?" Later, in the dressing room, he said to us, "I was glad to sign this picture. This will be in a lot of homes, believe me. Did you get a load of this?" We inspected the picture then, and there was Benny, with his horn in his mouth, perched on a stool, with his legs spread wide. His fly was open. "Buttons," Gene said. "Buttons. That suit's probably from about 1940. I think he was expecting zips.